Hey, welcome everybody to the smaller key team call with just Elite Aspire, Chris and Nikki Cotton, and each of the other NMDs are doing their smaller calls tonight, planning out their next couple months as we do the first Tuesday of every month. And I think everybody knows who we are. Nikki and Chris Cotton, 100 Club, Juice Plus, 26 years with the company.
They all know us.
You all know us, right? Cool. Let's just totally get started. The name of our call tonight was called, finishing strong. And how do you finish out the end of the year strong and set up for a new year? And I'm going to let Chris tell you a little bit about that. I'm going to let you know. I'm going to ask you, would you please do that for us, Diane?
Sure. Thanks. So this is a really unique opportunity this year, and I'm going to jump into that. But if you all remember, last year we did a 90-day all-out massive action, October, November, December. Well, October is behind us, so what we're talking about now, finishing this year, is very unique in that, the incentives have been raised. And so we just think this is an exciting time to get contagious and really kind of kick out the jams. I've got a new hashtag, take back your future, all right? Hashtag take back your future. So here's what I'm looking at. Right now, if you fast track to sales coordinator from wherever you are. If you fast track to sales coordinator, let's say you're brand new, you got $100, you will get $100 when you hit your HLP, the 500 points. But now instead of $250, you'll get $300 to go to the 2,000 plus. So if you get started, and this is what I'm suggesting, that maybe you start getting this message out to brand new people or anybody that's gone virtual franchisee in the last couple of weeks. The money's going to be a little bit different, but not that much. Or go back and go through your PVC reports and circle all your virtual franchisees. Maybe they're a year or two old. We know we have some people that got started, and maybe you have team members like this that got started with big dreams, but the momentum never went anywhere, as in they never really launched their business. So this is an opportunity to go back to all those different people and say, look, this unique incentive over the next 60 days, if you fast track to VF, you're going to get a $300 check as your sponsor instead of the $250. But if you fast track to sales coordinator in the next 60 days, and we all know it can be done because it's been done before, instead of getting a $500 bonus, you're going to get a $750 bonus. So depending where you are on that spectrum, you have the potential to make $1,750 in bonuses in the next 60 days, and with commissions added to that, about $2,500. So think about the idea of getting one or two or three people just engaged in that push and what that's going to do for your business. What did I want to say here? So if you agree, here's something that I might be saying to people. Would you be interested in having an extra $2,500 for the holidays? There's a lot of people that go out and get a job just for the next 60 days, but they're not going to make $2,500 in those 60 days. So again, whether it's somebody that is already at VF position, which means they'll make $1,350 and above, okay, let me tell you how we're going to get there. That VF person has got to get 2 new VFs, right? So that's $300 each. So that's $600 if they're already at the VF position. If they're just getting started, that's going to be $1,750. Add the retail and so forth. That's how you get to $2,500. So I hope I didn't make that confusing. We can straighten that out if necessary. But here's my point. Create some momentum over the next 60 days, and then we go into really the biggest harvest time of the year, which is the first of the year, when everybody wants to either get healthier or wealthier. So if you yourself can get a new person started to do this, or two, or a virtual franchise that wants to start over, either way, you are going to create a lot of momentum going into the best time of the year to be getting the message out. So remember, safety in numbers, law of averages. The more people you can talk to and your team can talk to in the next 60 days, the more people you're going to have to play with early January. And so I just think it's a win-win situation for everybody. We have a unique set of circumstances that creates a great story. say you do take somebody from zero to sales coordinator in the next 60 days, imagine the story they're going to have and how contagious they will be out with all of their friends and all their new team members, and just launch 2017 just hitting it out of the park. Back to you, Nikki.
Thank you. So, we've done this before with where we called it all out massive action, and we did it all October, November, December. For those of you who really want to take this seriously, what Chris is saying is in the next 10 days specifically, the next 5 days, put those lists together and call everybody you know. Heidi, you set such a great example when you got together to try to put on the event in Hastings. I think you contacted 300 people. You left no stone unturned. Those same people can be contacted about this, but just be going back again, like Chris said, circling the people that have made titles recently, call those people first. Then circle those people that have made a title in the past and call those second, and then reach out to everybody you know. And I love that idea, Chris, is, here in the Valley, people work at Harry and David over Christmas time, and I don't know, they make $10 an hour, and they're on the phone 8-10 hours a day trying to make extra money for the holidays. And this is a way not only to make an extra possibly $1,700 to $2,500, but it's a way to change lives. Like, somebody could really jump in and grab hold of this and make a difference, completely turn their lives around. Totally. Because if they did that in 60 days, everything for the rest of their life would change.
Right.
And then all the lives they've affected.
Right. And of course, the income is residual. So that's different than Harry and David.
Totally different. All right.
Okay.
So what I want to show you is I'm going to do a little screen share here. And we're going to do, and I found this. Come on. Oh, I always forget how to do this. There we go. Can you guys all see this? So this is a great conference-to-conference planning worksheet that I found on the Campbell Team, CAMPBELL team.net, campbellteam.net, and then they'll ask for a password, which is Campbell Team. And then I went into one of their toolbar things that said resources. And it's not, all the resources are written really large. This is really small. I don't even know how I finally found it. It's like, doesn't look the same size or welcome. It just doesn't have the same look, but it is there. It took me 3 times of scrolling down there to find it. If you can't find it, private message me. Maybe I've said the wrong thing other than business resources, I believe. But just take a look at this. And is there anybody that would want to play with me here a little bit? In fact, Jeremy, maybe I'm going to unmute you. Let's see. Unmute. There you go. You there, Jeremy?
Yes. Hi.
Hi. So I you know what? I should have done Pav. That would have just totally put him on the spot. And then we could add a little British flair to the conversation. So,
Still time.
yeah, a proper conversation, as it were. Okay, so let's say that you want to get to SSC by the next conference, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy? So You put your name here. Where are you now? So in this spot here, you're going to write in SC. The position you want is SSC, and the club level you want is a 3 club. So that's what you're going to write here. When I first looked at this sheet, by the way, I did my normal, oh my gosh, that's too busy, there's too much stuff on here, but it is really simple. By conference, your position is SSC, and I'm sorry, the current is SC, qualifiers club, whatever it is, 1 or 2 or whatever it is now, Jeremy.
Okay.
The position you want is SSC, and you want to be a 3 club. Now, this is where I'm going to ask you. How many first-time attendees are you planning on bringing with you to Anaheim?
I see. I haven't ever brought anyone to Anaheim, so I'm hoping maybe just a conservative 3.
Oh, this is funny. You're on here too, Jeremy Thweed. I thought I was talking to Jeremy Johnson. That's a
I know. I was really confused. I'm like, I'm not an SC.
Yeah. So you know what I'm going to ask of you? I'm going to really ask you, Jeremy, to step up out of your box and go crazy with me on this one.
Uh-huh.
Like, make your belief that it's huge what could happen.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back now that I know that it's you. God, we could have had Jeremy and Pav and We got you. Isn't that cool? And I don't even see you here. Where are you?
Now I hear the other Jeremy.
Yay! There you are. Okay, so how many first-time attendees would you like to have at the conference in Anaheim?
Which Jeremy? Me? Okay.
Wait.
Okay. I would love to have 10 if I had my druthers.
10. All right, that's thinking big. So he'd write down the number 10. We're going to come back to that number, Jeremy. And have you ever had anybody returning to conference? Have you brought any team to conference yet?
No.
So returning, for him, it's all new people. If it was somebody else who had team that have come to conference, how could you find out how many are returning? Jeremy, if you had people in the past come to conference, how would you find out if they're returning?
I feel like at this point I would just remember. I don't know. Is there a system for that?
You'd call them.
Yeah.
Are you coming? You want to check in. You want to make sure they're committed and are they coming? So if you put that you're going to have 3 people coming to conference that they're returning, how would you know? You're going to call them and make sure they get there. Okay?
Cool.
Okay. So number 1, who will you bring to the next conference? Now, you may have some people in mind that you already would love to have on your team, right? Right, Jeremy?
Yes.
So give me just 3 names, first names only.
Michael, Franklin, and Malika.
Okay. So because they're new, they're not in a position. So you're going to write those names down. Do you have 10 names in your, where did that come from? Do you have 10 names? Why won't that thing go away? Do you have 10 names in your mind already of people you'd like to come?
I'm populating right now. Yes.
Okay. So if you had answered no, I only can think of 5 that I'd really like to come, then that means that you're going to be talking to new people to get to the other 5, right?
Yeah.
You already know the 10 that you'd like to have there, so you're going to write all those names down. For the rest of you watching, you're going to write down, for example, Jeremy Johnson. If you wanted Daisy to come back to the next conference, you'd call her. Her position would go here. Her qualifier's position would go here. What she wants by the next conference and what her club level is, and you'd ask her, Daisy, how many people are you bringing to conference that's first time? And Daisy, how many people are returning? Can anybody answer why all of that would be really important to do what I just said in terms of calling Daisy? And somebody unmute their phone and you can answer that.
Nikki, this is Patty.
Okay.
1, it's just to touch base with them and remind them the conference is happening and to kind of set the vision. But to do all what you're doing here is just to write it down. They always say if you write things down, you're more apt to achieve it. And when you can see it, you're more apt to get that target. But so I think it just kind of is embedding it in your brain even more, and touching base with them is kind of doing the same.
Yeah, and you nailed it, Patty. The 2 reasons. 1, that it's written down. You're going to embed it in your brain. And number 2, you're calling and connecting with people. It's another reason for connection. I'm putting my list together of who's coming to conference. Tiffany, are you coming? And Tiffany goes, yeah, I'm coming. Okay, I can count on you. Who are you bringing? Who are your new people? So you're going to do this with every one of your people that are returning, certainly, and your new people that don't know are absolutely new. Now, what if you had a distributor that didn't come to conference last time, but is going to come to Anaheim? For that distributor, in other words, not a brand new person, you're going to go through that same thing. Who are you going to bring for the first time, and who's returning underneath you? Is that making sense to all of you? Chris is dying to say something.
Well, again, you're exactly right, Patty. You're going to check in with everybody, and you're going to find out who's going to conference. And, we used to call it, who wants to play and who's out of the game, right? This is the same conversation. Hey, are you planning on coming to Anaheim? Maybe somebody says, no, not really. Oh, so tell me a little bit about that. Tell me more. And you're going to find out somebody's kind of maybe leaving the business in a sense. They, for some reason, they don't feel engaged in activity. So you have an opportunity to help them or know that's not somebody you're going to give much energy to as far as your business is concerned. And then the other thing is, of course, to introduce this unique incentive situation that we have over the next 60 days to everybody on your team. You really might find, you might pull somebody out of the heap that was just sort of wandering without attention. And then they hear about this incentive and they think either about the fact that they can make $2,500 between now and the end of the year, or they just want to re-engage. So it's a perfect time, especially now before the holidays, to make those calls and have those conversations.
Right. Okay. So we're going to go down to the part about where do your distributors want to be. So again, at the top here, it's who you'll bring. And again, Jeremy, if Daisy says she's coming, then down here, Daisy's name will be again, where does she want to be by next conference, right? And you're going to enter all of her numbers right here. So you can use the top portion for your new people, the second portion for your returning distributors. Make sense? And then, really simply, total it all up. How many first-time attendees do you think you're going to have? How many returning team do you have? And total that up and see how many you get to by adding those numbers together. And then new promotions. When you talk to Daisy, for example, Jeremy, and she says she wants to get to sales coordinator, or Heidi, when you talk to Mr. Pav and he says, no matter what, I'm getting to sales coordinator, then you write that down. So that would tell you perhaps how many new sales coordinators you'll have, how many new sales coordinators will be in POB, how many might have business partners. So you can really take a look at where your business is moving conference to conference. And then where it says 3 club, if you think you're going to be a 3 club by Anaheim, just check it off. If you think you're going to be somewhere between 3 and 12, cross off the word 12 and put in 6 club and check it off, right? So that's what you're going to do there. So I'm going to stop the share here. We're still back here. We're still recording. Phew. So I'm going to put this on gallery view and see if we've got any questions. So here we all are. Anybody have any questions?
Nikki, I don't have a question, but I know that form is older when we weren't making such a big deal about it, but I think at the bottom it'd probably be wise to add how many customer qualified team members you have also.
I think that would be a great idea, Patty. That was A-OK, and I agree with you. And I just got it right off of Campbell Team. I'm gonna text them and say, hey, somebody needs to add on customer qualified to that sheet. But I think that's a great idea. You could turn the sheet over and say how many new customer. In fact, everybody do that. You turn that sheet over and you put how many new customer qualified people you want. And Daisy, I saw that you said that you had last month, but I know you customer qualified this month. So I know that already happened because I saw it on the report today. Congratulations. Good work.
Thank you.
Oh, there she is. She just changed spots. So really, that's so exciting to be customer qualified. And also for you specifically, Daisy, because you've kind of hung out for a while, not really pushing your business. And man, once you started, you went to qualified to customer qualified within a really short time. So that's just hot stuff.
So also, Daisy, and this is for anybody, but I was just thinking of you in this situation, that remember every time that your brand new person goes to VF, they're going to get the $300. If they go to sales coordinator, they're going to get the $750. So are you going to get the $750? So if you take somebody from 0 to sales coordinator, there's well over $1,000 of bonuses there for you also. Okay. So, this is a great goal to fast track people to sales coordinator in 60 days. But even if you just get people engaged and they don't make it, you can see the momentum it's going to create. And again, go into the first of the year strong, fast, and take back your future.
Chris, we said that earlier, but let's say that you don't make it quite to sales coordinator, but you bring along a brand new VF with you and a couple new DDs. That means that you've got a little bit of an army going into January to create that surge and those more customers for your team. So, shoot for the moon, and if you hit the stars, that's okay. You're in great shape.
And the other thing I want to say is that, we're talking about Anaheim. It's a West Coast conference coming up. So again, whatever happens in the next 60 days, let's say you pick up 4 or 5 new distributors because you get 1 or 2 going for VF, going for sales coordinator, then you've got 4 more months for those 4 or 5 people to get 3 or 4 people each. There's no reason everybody on this screen can't come into Anaheim without 10 new people. No reason they can come. Yeah, without, did I say that right?
You can all come with 10 new people.
Yeah, please do.
So
you have my permission.
So any other questions? And if
I have a question, Nikki.
Yeah, Shalene.
This might be because I'm new and I'm, just a VF, but when you guys talk about club, what position do you need to be at, and what position do your distributors need to be at in order for you to qualify for 3 Club?
Okay, so when you hit VF or above, you can then begin to qualify your business. So for example, it takes 1,000 points to qualify your business. So if you had done 1,000 points before you reached the VF level, then even though you had the right amount of points, you would not be considered a qualifier. So a qualifier is somebody who's a VF or above and who does 1,000 or more points. And those 1,000 points can come from, who'd like to answer where the 1,000 points come from? And it can't be you, Bunny, because you know, and it can't be you, Carrie and Patty. Who knows where it comes from? Anybody? Maybe Marta? Do you know where the 1,000 points come from? Not putting you on the spot, but I'm just checking in. Do you know? Not sure. Anybody else? You're on mute. Jeremy?
Your own order, your personal customers, and your 0% and 6%.
So your own orders, your dealers, your direct distributors, and your preferred customers. All of those points add in to that 1,000. But when we talk about customer qualified, what's not happening if you're customer qualified? How do you do that?
Your preferred customers.
Just your preferred customers. So those are 2 different things. But when we talk about a qualifier, it's the 1,000 points coming from all those 4 places that make you a qualifier. So Shalene, what that means is we have at least 100 people that are VF or above that are doing at least 1,000 points in their own numbers. Okay?
Right, and also, Shalene, that means if you want to reach 3 Club at Anaheim, you will be qualifying your business and find 3 other people that qualify theirs.
So Lita makes VF, and she ends up doing 1,000 a month. She's a qualifier for you. I can never do that with my hands. Look, my hands don't do that. There, that's it, right?
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Any other questions?
All right, then I'm going to reiterate that if you really want 2017 to be the game changer that it can be, go after it for the next 60 days so you're focused on Anaheim. Make these calls to your distributor base and find out who wants to play and who doesn't. You might find that some people, it wasn't on their mind until you brought up the possibility. All right?
And don't be afraid to touch base with people that you've talked to before, call them back. Things might have changed in their lives. And of course, ultimately, you're going to be talking to a lot of new people.
Yeah.
That's really the bottom line. All right. I think we've done it. Everybody have a great evening. And I think we'll see.
Take back your future.
Take back your future. We'll see you next week on a great surprise call. All Heat NMDs that are going to be talking about fanning the flame to ignite your future. It's going to be a really awesome call. Make sure to get on it. It's an all-team Heat call. I saw that, Heidi. So everybody unmute your phones and you can say goodnight. Good night, everybody.
Night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Really?